Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, James Gunn must surely be done by now because DC is preparing to open Supergirl with Millie under the Marvels. And that's bad. That's capital B-A-D. Okay, here we go. That Park Place, Marvin Montenaro, the writer, Supergirl opening box office projections fall below the Marvels. And it could come out in number 2 in its opening weekend. Oh no, Millie! What are you going to do? The box office warning signs for Supergirl continue to pile upon us. Just weeks before release, the latest box office tracking has cut projections for the upcoming DC Studios film once again. And the new estimates put it in territory Warner Brothers almost certainly hope to avoid. According to the latest long-range forecast from Box Office Pro, Supergirl is now projected to open between 45 and 55 domestically. I think it might go even lower when it arrives in theaters on June 26th. That represents another drop from earlier estimates that had the film tracking closer to the mid 50 million to mid 60 million range. The bigger concern is what those numbers mean in context. I'll tell you, if they're sliding, there's no reason that they won't stop diving. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction here. I think this film is going to open between 38 and 40 is going to be my prediction on Supergirl. Marv, this is lower than the Marvels, and this is going to be a huge catastrophic loss. We've heard the break-even's like $500 million. Of course, we accurately called that Superman needed to make 600 to 700 to be a win. That was announced in Congress. Now with Supergirl being this low, I don't see how you can keep. I mean, you might as well just burn money. And I don't think the Ellisons at Paramount Skydance want to do this with Warner Brothers. I think James Gunn has to be done. I think Millie Alcock has to be done. The attack on Christian dads was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Marv, walk us through how ugly does this get?
I mean, it can get really, really ugly. If this opens underneath the Marvels, it's huge egg on their face. Because not only is it under the Marvels opened at 47 million, went on to only make a little bit more than 200 million worldwide, which would be a complete and utter travesty and disaster for this film that probably needs 500 to 600 million to break even. Especially given the marketing campaign that we're seeing rolling out over the last couple of weeks. This is a movie that has been ripped apart and Frankensteined back together 10 different times. There have been multiple screenings, all of them disastrous. Now you're looking at, this is definitely going to be a major disaster for DC because the high end of the projections, 55 million, I believe that's right about where The Flash opened. And The Flash was an utter disaster. It's below Black Adam. It's below Captain America Brave New World. It's below the Thunderbolts. And even if it opens at 55 million, yes, that's over the Marvels, but it's only over the Marvels by about $8 million. So it's within that $10 million range of the Marvels, which is not good at all. I mean, you know, they're saying 60 to 75 million. There's absolutely no way. Maybe globally. Well, but like domestically, absolutely not.
Well, what they're doing here, and that I don't want to call anybody a shill, but the accounts that do what they do are using old numbers now as we get closer, I believe. These updated numbers are looking really, really bad. And the sad thing about this is, okay, let's say the 38 to 40 that I'm thinking it's going to do is accurate, and maybe it does 45, whatever, okay? If you add in the international numbers here, this film is headed for a $100 million global opening, all right, $100 million global opening. And if it has the legs of Superman, which that'd be good for it, I would say, I don't suspect that's going to happen. This film is headed for $300 million for its total. And $300 million for its total, I think, is where it's likely to be. I don't think Supergirl has a bigger following than Star Wars and Mandalorian.
I mean, you're saying $100 million opening. That would mean $60 million in international markets. I don't even think it's going to be that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with you.
I think 80. I think 80 maybe.
But bottom line is, it's probably not going to make it to $300 million on the full global box office haul.
Definitely.
And again, it needs $500 million. I don't think that these companies are interested anymore, Mo, in just burning the money. And there is no upside anymore to James Gunn at DC. There's no hope anymore. Man of Tomorrow is it. It's done. And there's nothing, people are not excited about Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's not like we saw Lex Lightyear. That was the only press that they got, and it wasn't good press. Looked corny, looked stupid, but
hey, you know what? I'm going to defend them on that because it was 100% comic accurate. That's
true.
So.
It's true, but I'm saying like it didn't come off very well. It looked like Buzz Lightyear. I understand that they need to do post-production, whatever. You want to put your best foot forward when you got like the stinker coming out called Supergirl with the worst marketing of all time. The clips they put out are awful with the slug making the popcorn or whatever it was. This is the same discussion that we have with He-Man. even if you love Supergirl and stuff like that, what's the audience? Like, who are you marketing this to? You're not marketing this to a large group at all. A smaller group, I would say, than He-Man, because nobody really cares about Supergirl. And we've had some good iterations before they decided to go woke. The Supergirl show on what was it, the CW or WB, whatever. That was halfway decent, and people enjoyed that, but it was still a small audience. So you have bad marketing, you have a small audience with a story that looks awful, being run by James Gunn, who has lost the faith of his fan base. So this is, I could see it doing worse when even you guys say, like, I don't see it going anywhere near 250, because you got Toy Story 5 coming up. I know they're not related, but you're going to have movies that are going to take its thunder right away. It's just not going to be
Minions in 2 weeks.
Supergirl is a property that you only do when you have a thriving universe behind it. If you have a universe that can do no wrong, you have a Superman, a Batman, and a Wonder Woman that's already doing fire numbers. You've put out a Justice League movie already. Then, yes, you take a chance with something like Supergirl. James Gunn, he is so obsessed with doing something different or doing what he wants to see that he has no idea who his target audience is. We are getting a Jimmy Olsen Gorilla Grodd TV series before we get Batman in this DC universe.
Well, think about this, guys. How easy is it to sell a 19-year-old, a 24, 25-year-old, whatever, blonde, in shape, attractive young woman dressed like, Supergirl? This should be an easy movie to sell. I mean, this is as easy as Wonder Woman, but James Gunn is so far off the reservation now that they can't even sell an attractive woman to America and to the world. This is bizarro.
Well, the problem is,
if it was Bizarro, people would like it.
And that would be a great character. No, like, okay, I know Millie Alcock is not ugly, but she is not like smoking hot. All right, she is not, and she, you see the Jimmy Neutron with the wig on. You see, looks like Will Poulter. It's.
She was like Melissa Benoist, who played her on the CW show. She was the quintessential Supergirl. I think,
she was,
because she's gorgeous, but she also has that like girl next door wholesome look that Supergirl's supposed to have. She just looks bored and drunk and above.
Yeah, and she's not. I hate to say this, she's not attractive enough to be talking and acting like the way that she is. Even Brie Larson, who was pretty attractive, wasn't able. Like you guys said earlier, just a little while ago, the reason Captain Marvel did so well when it came out is because it was sandwiched between two of the biggest movies of all time, and they said it was you had to watch this movie, which you didn't. So even she couldn't get away with it in the long run. It tanked her career. I'm sorry, Millie Alcock is not a smoke show. She's not attractive enough to talk like this and get away with it. So she's already kind of weird looking for Supergirl. I'm sorry, Helen Slater's my Supergirl. Very attractive woman, and I just don't see. She's like a 7 acting like a 9 is what somebody said in the chat. It's right. It's just like you don't have that pull, and the whole thing just murkies the water, makes it people just something they wouldn't have been interested in at all. They're even less interested because of the talking to the fans poorly, the bad clips that are coming out, and just like the general disinterest with having such a small fan base. It's not going to do well. How could it?
Here's the other thing. So one, she's going after Christian dads, which that's a great marketing idea. Go for that. But two, we've said this before, I'll say it again. Having her play a Tony Stark style character, where she is, she's promiscuous, she's a heavy drinker, etc. That doesn't work if you present as very, very young. And the marketing is actually playing into that. I mean, when you make the dog half the size or more of the girl, this is more of the problem. She looks like she's 12. What are they doing?
And then
with marketing?
Pro, you also talked about the fact that, you have an attractive girl in the Supergirl costume. Well, what's one of the things that she has said on this promotional tour? That she doesn't wear the Supergirl costume in this movie, barely at all. Doesn't wear it as much as you'd think. And all the clips that they put out, she's not wearing it. She's wearing that Star-Lord coat.
Right. Well, we won't say what's being said about that on the popcorn, but all right. Well, okay. So last question for you guys. How quickly is James Gunn out of there? What's your prediction? 27, 28? Like, when is he out at DC now? Because we're not in a question of if, it's when.
It's got to be 27. It's got to be as soon as whatever happens with Man of Tomorrow, unless it becomes this great hit. It won't. Once that kind of goes out of the theaters, I think he's out. I think they're already working on that.
Folks, whoever is out there who keeps track of my predictions, now this one's not based on a source, but we'll throw it in there, okay? I'm predicting fall of 27. James Gunn leaves DC. Marv, that sound right to you?
Yeah, I think it's not going to be immediately after Man of Tomorrow comes out, but it's going to be within a year after Man of Tomorrow.
October, November, sometime around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Supergirl, boy, is going to be a lesson in how to make things, not go well for your franchise. We thought the Marvels was that. And then James Gunn said, hey, DC, how about we hold everybody's beer? Watch what I can bring near to you. Total and utter failure, baby. What a joy. What a pleasure, folks, to get to make a video for you. And thank you for watching the entire thing. We could not do this without folks like you. We could not do this without the truly dedicated and those who care about what we have to say. And you can share this out with even more people by clicking that like button, by sharing this out across the social medias, and by doing this one thing, folks, that we don't say enough. Click it and stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Until the next time we spend time together, folks, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.